Dear healthcare professionals and my dear viewers, welcome to Healthcare Engineering channel. I'm R. Surya alias Kritika, a biomedical engineer from Healthcare Engineering team. I'm so glad that our team have an opportunity to have a presentation like this, and I always like to share the knowledge and experiences what I gain from the industry with you all, and this makes me and our team to create such an amazing and knowledgeable presentations like this. I strongly believe that all kinds of healthcare professionals and students can learn a lot from our channel and blog to update their knowledge by knowing the trendings in modern healthcare world. Therefore, I would like to welcome you all to subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the notification instantly once we post our informative video. And also you can visit our blog www.learnbiomedengine.blogspot.com. You learn more on the concepts we share in our videos. We can advertise your healthcare products. We can promote your healthcare events. We provide supports to boost up your healthcare business. We can provide technical reviews for your medical devices and many more online supports. If you are interested to get the support from us, please contact us to our email ID which will be shown in your screen. Healthcare engineering team also active in these social media platform. If you want to get more updates regarding healthcare, you can follow any one of the platform or all of these. And also if you are healthcare professional who wanted to give information regarding healthcare sector, you can utilize our WhatsApp group to share your thoughts. All the blog links and also the social media platform links are given below in the description box. Today in our presentation, we are going to see about the part 2 video of stethoscope. So if you don't see the part 1 video of stethoscope, the link is given in the description box. Kindly visit and have a look into a part 1 presentation of the stethoscope. So now without any further delay, let's get into the topic. Methods of using a stethoscope. Generally, whenever possible, it is recommended to do an auscultation in a quiet place. For EMTs, that is an emergency medical technicians, however, this is not always possible, and for them, different stethoscopes have been developed. Mostly the stethoscope they have a special noise dampening technology to muffle out the background noise. The reason why you need to do an auscultation in a quiet space seems self-evident. Next, it is important to keep in mind that the positioning of a patient plays an important role during the auscultation. So, if a patient's lungs can sound different whether he or she is laying on his or her side or sitting up, etc. To listen to the heart and abdomen, it's recommended for your patient to lay down. However, for the lungs, you will find it easier if the patient is sitting up. Thirdly, you need to decide if you want to go for a high-pitched or a low-pitched low-frequency sound. So, generally the chest piece of your stethoscope most likely will have two sides. If you want an high-pitched sound, then go for a diaphragm. If you want a low-pitched, then go for a bell side. About how to use a chest piece properly. However, if you face a particularly hairy patient, keep the chest piece still to keep the rusting to a minimum. Inspecting the heart. Heart sounds are generally medium to high pitched. So, in order to steady the heart, you need to use a diaphragm on your stethoscope. Ask the patient to breathe normally. Listen to sound of the heartbeat for a full time. During this time, you should hear a sound which is best described as a lub-dub sound. These lub and dub sound also have their own and more scientific name. The lub or systolic sound happens when the mitral and tricuspid wall of the heart close. The dub sound or a diastolic happens when the aortic and pulmonary walls close. Count the number of heartbeats. Usually a normal person resting heart rate can be anything between 60 and 100 beats per minute. A well-trained athlete resting heart rate lies between 40 to 60 beats per minute. For infants and kids under 10 years old, a normal heartbeat per minute range varies per age. For newborn, it is very fast, between 70 to 190 bpm. However, then as a kid matures, the heart grows and has to beat less to keep the blood flowing. Once a child turns 2, their heart beats already between 80 to 130 beats per minute. Children between 7 to 9 have a heartbeat between 70 to 110 beats per minute. This is about the numbers of heartbeat. What to listen for when using a stethoscope? First up, if your heart rate is elevated from the normal, that might be a sign of an underlying condition, or it can be the patient is just nervous to be examined. However, even for an untrained ear, here are some pointers to look out for. If you hear a sound that is more like lub and dub, in between there will be a time gap interval between a lub and dub, that might be a point of a heart murmur. A heart murmur is caused when blood rushes too quickly through our walls. If you hear one that is still not immediately cause for concern, as most people do have benign heart murmur from time to time. However, if you should advise the patient to go back and check it out if you detect one. If you hear another sound other than the familiar lub dub, then the patient might have a ventricular defect. This third heart sound is referred to as S3 or a ventricular gallop. It sounds like a low frequency vibration. Advise the patient to go see a doctor if you hear this, a third heart sound. Listen for brutes. The word brute comes from the French word brute, means noise. Usually when you detect a heart murmur in a patient, you might want to check out if there are any brute sound, that is a noise. They sound similar but check it completely different places. First, you need to place your stethoscope using a diaphragm side over one of the carotid artery. The carotid artery or two big artery that run in front of your neck and either side of the Adam's apple. A constricted artery is a serious medical issue and requires a medical attention. Tell the patient to go see a doctor straight away. A brute makes a oozing sound that indicates an artery is narrowed. Here usually where the confusion happens. A brute and a heart murmur can sound almost identical. However, a brute will sound much louder when you listen to a carotid arteries rather than the heart. You can also listen to the brutes over the abdominal aorta, renal arteries, iliac arteries and femoral arteries. Next one is inspecting the lungs. This is the illustration of how we inspecting the lungs. First of all, ask the patient to sit up straight and breathe normally. If you cannot hear any breathing sound or if the breathing is too shallow to hear any abnormalities, then ask your patient to breathe deeper. Just like when doing a heart auscultation, you need to use your diaphragm when checking the patient lungs. Listen to the patient's upper and lower lobes and inspect the front and back. This is the way how to inspect the lungs using a stethoscope. Normal breathing sound. Normal breathing sound are clear and crisp. It sounds like someone would be blowing air into a cup. Abnormal breath sound shouldn't be too hard to pick up with your stethoscope. There are basically 4 types: oozing sound, stridor sound, raunchy sound and rail sound. Oozing sound. Especially people with asthma can wheeze from time to time. These sounds are high-pitched and almost sound like someone would have swallowed a chew toy. If a patient have a really bad asthma problem, you can sometimes even hear a wheezing sound without the need for a stethoscope. The wheezing sound occurs when the patient exhales. Next one is stridor sound. Sounds similar to oozing sound but occur when the patient inhales. This is usually the result of a blockage in the back of the throat. Also, this can be heard at times without the need for a stethoscope. Raunchy sound. Sounds like snoring. You need a stethoscope to detect these sounds. They are caused when air flows through a rough patch in the lungs or because the air pathway in the lung is blocked. Rail sound. Sound like popping bubble wrap or rattling in the lungs. This is heard when a person inhales. These are the normal breathing sounds commonly occur. Next we are going to see about checking blood pressure with stethoscope. First of all, you will need a sphygmomanometer. If you measure someone's blood pressure, you always need to make sure the blood pressure cuff fits snugly on a basket. Press the bell of the stethoscope over the brachial artery just below the cuff's edge. Inflate the cuff to 180 mm Hg or 30 mm or above your expected systolic pressure. As you release the air, Listen with the stethoscope and keep your eye on the stethoscope. You should hear a knocking sound as air releases from the cuff. Keep watching the gauge through as a second knocking sound will come. After this knocking sound stops, note the number on the gauge, that is a diastolic pressure. Lastly, release the air from the cuff once you noticed these two numbers. This is the simple procedure of checking the blood pressure with a stethoscope by using a sphygmomanometer by a manual method. Cleaning and maintenance of stethoscope. We all know that the stethoscope is a hard-working tool. It really complains, but there are a few things you can do to keep it happy and also healthy. Inspect the stethoscope occasionally to make sure there is no obvious damage such as punctured tubing or cracked earpieces like that. Next one is wipe the earpiece and chest piece regularly with 70% isopropyl alcohol to clean and disinfect them. The tubing may be cleaned with 70% isopropyl alcohol or mild soapy water. If you wear the stethoscope wrapped around your neck, always keep it round your collar. The flexible tubing may become stiff if it is continuously exposed to the skin. The stethoscope should not be exposed to the solvents, oil, extreme heat or extreme cold, as these could cause the material to degrade. Keep the manual that came with the stethoscope and follow any care and maintenance tips it suggests. This is about the cleaning and maintenance of the stethoscope. So this is about my presentation. Hope you can get some clear overview about a stethoscope and regarding its abnormalities, etc. So if you want to know more information about the presentation, you can visit our blog, and also if you are interested to get a support from us, please contact our admin to their mail ID. Please subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that instantly you can see a notification once we post our informative video. If you want to know more information about healthcare products or any other medical equipment, please leave a comment below. Thank you so much for watching our healthcare engineering channel, and also do subscribe and follow our other social media platform to get an updates regarding healthcare.